Man, as a sun rises, a sun sets. Toxic Men. Future just dropped the album. Great. Sun rises, but Kevin Samuels.
Oh,
Rest
wait.
in peace.
That was real?
Sunset.
I gotta be honest. I saw it. Like I happened to be getting off work. I looked at my phone. I saw it. But you know how like news pop up. I just honestly thought it was like some kind of internet thing. Nothing was confirmed. How did Kevin Samuels pass away?
We don't know yet.
Oh, okay. This is quite early. Wow. Okay. Well,
What the hell?
hey, that's Well, look, I mean, this episode is gonna come out in about
a billion years later.
3 to 4 weeks after all this happens. So I am sure by this time we've gone through the normal responses from Twitter, the immediate people that hate Kevin Samuels saying disrespectful stuff on the dead person,
Yeah.
people coming back and defending that person, and then it all settling out within 2 to 3 weeks. I don't know why people wait to like, hey, well, this person was whatever. I mean, look, say what you want to say about Kevin Samuels. It's just you choose to watch him. Like I feel like that.
I don't understand.
If you don't like anything, I would recommend turning it. I recommend.
Wow.
I recommend.
Wait, hold on. Wait. You mean to tell me if I don't like something, then I have the power to not give it attention?
You know what I always think about? I always think about like, and go back and look up the stuff for not Eminem, because Eminem got protested, of course, by all these moms and stuff like that. But I always think about Marilyn Manson and how Marilyn Manson concerts were protested all the time and all this other kind of stuff. And it was like, oh, the kids are going to be affected and da 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 da. I mean, they was blaming the Columbine massacre on Marilyn Manson. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff Marilyn Manson was getting blamed for. And you can always follow that all the way back to even like Ozzy Osbourne, 20, 30 years earlier, getting blamed for stuff. And then you just found that people just grew out of it. Like really what it happens is it's like everybody that was so like inflamed and incensed, they found something else to get mad at. And the truth is, if you had have ignored it, it has gone away. So my thing is, if you really, 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 really don't like something, and there's a lot of stuff I really don't like, I just ignore it. Like, that's just it. It's sometimes difficult. I know sometimes it'll be like, oh, hateful. And I get it. Like, there are certain things that rise to the level where we have to address it. If you're
like the Kardashians.
Like the murder or something like that. The Kardashians.
Everything I learned about the Kardashians, it was against my will. I never want to learn anything about the Kardashians ever.
I mean, but that's just what it is. You just gotta avoid stuff. But that's it. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace to anybody that passed away that hasn't, been out here causing people.
I mean, he was doing his thing. He just had a difference of opinion. He just said some things. This man built something, a platform of his own. You know why people hated him? Because he was a black man, a black and ugly as ever. I stay using down to my socks. Oh no, it's them again. It's them boys from it's them boys from In My Humble Opinion. Yes, once again, it's me, it's Avery, the Highway 6 God. Yes, I am the Avery. You can find me at THEE_AVERI with my brother here, Jess Devon, ladies and gentlemen, writer extraordinaire.
Yeah, that's me. It's just,
Yay!
That's Devon. That's the energy I'm gonna give on this. I mean, I know you're gonna do an intro in a little bit, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, for the audience, my brother is an animated individual, and then our guest is also an animated individual. I'm gonna get overshadowed this episode. I already know it, and I'm excited. I'm here for it. So go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
You see how he does? He does this little thing in the beginning that kind of fucks it up, but it doesn't fuck me up because where can we find you at, brother?
Oh, I'll be online. Jess Devon on Instagram. No,
on
just about on
everything
Twitter.
else.
Everything else is Dr. Douglas because they want come off the, it is what it is. Either way, and you can find us all at My Humble O on pretty much everything. You can link with us, and I write for the Houstonia and the Houston Press, so you can find my articles and stuff there. That is pretty much everything. Yeah.
No, that's everything from him. And as he said earlier, you can find us both at My Humble O and My Humble Opinion podcast right here. One of the great things about In My Humble Opinion podcast, the main focus of In My Humble Opinion is really just speaking to a lot of up and coming, or a lot of, everybody that's in Houston, people that are moving and shaking, doing stuff in the great state of Texas, specified in the third largest market. Yes, I know. We beat Chicago. I don't care what nobody says. We did. We're the third largest market in the United States. I know we beat them in murders, but that's not what I'm talking about. We beat them as far as in per capita. But one thing that we have going today is we have a nice guest that came through today because, one thing with our family, me and Devon, is, if you follow me on social media, you see our family get together a lot of times. And, we're celebrating different events, mostly nothing. But, we're together all the time. But what is there every time we're celebrating something? It's food. That's right. Food. Food is something that brings people together, whether it's your mama's cooking your mama's Sunday cooking turkey necks in the pot, even to grabbing a quick bite at Soul Food Vegan. We come together over a meal. There is a vulnerability and camaraderie that comes out of sharing a meal with somebody that is just intangible. Our next guest has built a career off of that fact, with interviews, food challenges, finding new food spots, etc. His content of entertainment is second to none. Now joining us today on In My Humble Opinion podcast, humbly yours, G Mayne of Bless the Belly. G Mayne, ladies and gentlemen.
What's the word, my people? What's the deal? Hey, I like that introduction, man. I like that introduction. Y'all doing something over there. Doing research over there. Yes, sir. What's up, baby?
Now, what's happening? This is a man that is always out and around town, and I'm
the scene man. Listen, the scene man. That's my nickname. That's one of my aliases. Just so you know, the scene man. For many reasons, I'm out there.
You're out and about.
He's on the scene, and he's seen.
He's saying. Scene, man. Create your environment as well, man. That's a part of being a scene. When I walk into the room, I know how to create the environment. So create your scene. Like how people say create your escape, create your scene. So scene is not only me being everywhere, but it's also creating the environment I'm in, it's that type deal. And I take pictures, videos. We can go there. It's a lot with a scene,
You do. A lot. You definitely do. You just came from something.
Woo! Listen, I wish I had a twin because we would put in overtime, I swear.
Now I'm gonna say I've seen you about. We actually got connected through Chef Vicky. So Chef Vicky connected us. Of course, we had that, and we're trying to get you booked. We just I don't know. We dropped the ball. You dropped the ball. It was all over the place. But then the funny thing is, as fate happens, and it's great to see you in person. I forgot what restaurant that was. It was a Spicy Girl, which has great food. I just stopped in because we had a podcast get canceled, and I was like, I'm gonna just stop, grab something to eat. Stop in, sit down. This man comes in, sits at a table by himself, whips out his phone, and starts talking to it right there. I was like, oh, that's Bless the Belly. And I'm black, so we be calling people like, oh, that's, how everybody calls
Instagram names and stuff.
Oh, buddy, everybody hates Chris. Right. They'd be like, oh, there's Everybody Hates Chris. I'm like, nah, that man has a name.
Oh, buddy, Tyler Williams.
Right.
Here's how bad it was. I have told people we need to stop calling that man Everybody Hates Chris, and I've never learned his name. Tyler Williams? Mm-hmm. Tyler Williams. Okay. So I saw you out in the field doing what you do. First, you can tell us about Spicy Girl and how that was, but what is it like? Like you're out in the public and you still have to film and do all this food stuff. And it's kind of surreal watching you do it. Like, you make it seem natural, but it is not a natural thing to do.
Sheesh. Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of these situations where, like, I just found who I was over the years, man. Like, I've always been a people person. I've always been a guy that, you know, very physical with stuff. I always used to like to do things, put my hands into things, all type of stuff, right? But I recently realized that it would be quote unquote called a personality when I started working for the radio station. Then I saw, okay, when I'm in the entertainment realm and doing stuff like that, okay, I'm an entertainer. Okay, so these things right here, I didn't know. Like I say, some of the things that I've been doing, I just been doing it so long, so it's natural for me. It's natural to go up to somebody and talk. I'm not like in the elevator being quiet. I'm kind of like, I like your shoes. I'm kind of like doing something to kind of, you know, feel like I'm a part of the community and everything that's going on. So I think that in the food world, man, you just got to have something like that. Not only just be a people person, but know how to create, know how to be able to talk. Food, like you say, food is a mood. Everybody loves food. So you can meet over food. You're able to like have dope conversations over food. Me personally, there's been certain things throughout my life that got me to this stage. It started with music. I'm very musically inclined. That's why you might see the jingles and stuff like that. But it started with music. Then I started my own clothing line. Then I went to photography, videography, and then now here I am like a full-blown influencer pretty much since we had in the social media phase. I grew up right in between that too. Social media didn't matter when I was coming up, and then now it's pretty much everything. So I think I get the best of both worlds. I can still tap into the young people and then the older people, but I don't care. I'm to the point where like I didn't even know you might have been sitting right there, but I'm gonna pull out my phone, do my job, and you know, even being a little seasoned, I've been to Atlanta before, LA. This stuff is usual for them. It's not really usual out here, so it's kind of weird. Walking into a restaurant with a camera or a cameraman. People in Houston are very much more low key. It's kind of like, dang, what's going on? Like, what are y'all filming here? What is he doing? And then people get to follow, they get to liking what I'm doing because I'm pretty much selling you through my personality. That's why I like the introduction y'all gave me, because a lot of people say, oh, the food critic from Houston or the food blogger, tell us about you. And you guys hit everything that I want people to know. You know, I tell you about the restaurants. That's just one of the things that I do. I do the challenges. We want to make it fun. My job is to bring out the fun in food. This is over time something I just realized that, yo, everybody loves food, bro. Like I worked at the radio. People got sick of asking radio questions and they would want to be like, where's the food at? So I'm kind of smart with it, man. It's all a part of like marketing and scheming in my own way for the better. You know, I went to school for this and everything. Might as well, you know?
No, it's true.
That's what's awesome too, that you have your social media platform and you're fucking G Mayne from the radio. Like
so no, let me get this overstood, please. Because I like to let it be known. I am G Maniac. People know me. I started as G Man as a kid. And then I went to G Mayne, you know what I'm saying? Courtesy of Pimp C and UGK on some country stuff. G Mayne, now is G Maniac as like a full alias or whatever. But working at the radio station 97.9 The Box, people used to get that mixed up because he was on the radio full time. That's the legend. G Man, Spanish guy. I was on the radio part-time with Kiati on the show at night. So people would hear the G this, G that. And then we had GT Mayne. You got G Mayne, G Maniac, GT Mayne, and then G Man. So people used to literally gamble our names like, oh, I heard you DJing. No, I'm not the DJ. I'm the young dude that talks at night sometimes with Kiat. You know, oh, I heard you during traffic. No, that's G Man, you know. So me and him will put out funny videos and work together and stuff just because people would try to put us against each other. So even that, in the sense of that, I know how to work with people like to kind of break the ice with everything. So no, I'm not the legendary G Man. I'm only 29. There's no way people grew up listening to me, right? But when it comes to the new age, there's been people in the past few years like, yeah, I've heard you. If there's been in the past, let's say 4 to 5 years, could have been me. I mean, you know, it's just whatever you've heard, but you'll probably know distinctively when it's me. I crack jokes. I mean, G-Man does too, but I don't know. I feel like we're totally different, but I can see how
sounds totally different.
And it's the radio, so it's mainly voice, so you don't really see people. My what I do on social media is how I stand out. So it did come to a point when I worked at the radio, I would be killing it on social media, even in the food world, and people would come up to people at the radio and ask to take a picture with me. So it kind of got weird because these are legends I'm working with, and I'm following them around, taking pictures of them, and people are now seeing my brand and how big it's getting off of social media and gravitating towards me and my energy, because I got real good energy too. Like, it don't matter what time of day. I go through my stuff like any average human, but I know how to turn it on and off. Somebody I salute for that is like a Sauce Walker, because come on now, like what you see on his Instagram and how he promotes his stuff, and then probably how he is in real life, I know how it is, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, no, I was actually going to ask you about that too, because even when we were talking to Chef Vicky, I had you confused with GT Man because I was just talking about the voice.
See?
But the other thing I realized was I associated GT Man with your visuals because I always saw you. Did you start doing more social media to kind of separate yourself from that radio world? So it's like, I got to make a claim for myself. They're like 4 dudes up here that are kind of named the same. So I gotta be something different. Or did social media just kind of discover you? Like, were you just like, oh, I kind of like this?
Man, to be honest, like I say, man, I wear many hats, bro. I found on every platform, I'm gonna tell you this, and this is before my time. Like I say, I'm 29, but like I literally, let's just start with MySpace, man. Like MySpace, it was at a point in time where obviously that was one of the first platforms that everybody jumped on. And as a kid, everybody getting on there. I would be real into this stuff, like all the building, that's when coding was big. That's how you really knew how to like set up a website through MySpace. As Facebook came about, as Instagram came about, once again, I set myself apart in so many different ways. I never had to be the guy that dyed my hair and just did nothing just that I didn't feel like I needed to do, but my personality set it apart. So I think I never tried that. When people used to mistake us, I was still me. So it's like who you like. Just to say if we all selling clothes and stuff, I've never been the guy to be like, no, I don't buy their stuff, buy my stuff. But my stuff is the hottest. Like what you like. You like these shirts because they red and blue. I only sell black and white. That's just what it is. So I think the difference between like me and then GT Mayne and G Man, we were all different. GT Mayne is a DJ. You need a DJ for your party, book him. Oh, you thought it was me? Still book him. I don't DJ, but it's good. You want some excitement. You want a Spanish guy to come turn up to it. There goes G Man. Hey, G Man, you want to, okay, holler at them. Now, when it came to me, you wanted the young excitement, the red carpet swag, the challenges, all that. They knew only one person could do that. So I don't think I ever really was like, man, let me try to separate myself. Because I mean, think about it. How many poo-poos you got in your family, little JJs, it's a million JJs in the world. But if I'm JJ Icefish, people know me because I'm making silly music and not really rapping how I'm supposed to. That's just how he stood out. I stood out from all the different brands I carried on my shoulder. Much respect to them, but people know them solely from the radio station and disc jockeying and stuff like that. Mine's a little extended when it came to like the college crowd, the music crowd. I'm the only one out of all them that makes music. They DJ, but I make music. They break music, salute to them. But even in the food world, that sorely separated me from everybody because now you got this young black dude that went from rapping, that went to Prairie View A&M, that worked at 97.9 part-time, helping all these people with social media and stuff like that, came up with a food concept that's not like food blogging. I tell people all the time, food blogging is when you get real descriptive on like the text via what you're eating. Oh man, I'm eating this pizza layered and this and that with the crust of it. That's very descriptive. That's food blogging. And people usually do that as like a side gig. I work a 9 to 5, but when I get off, I just like to eat and do stuff like that. That's what people do. But me, I do like marketing and some dope promotion behind it. Like I say, bringing out the fun in food. So my job, I really study these brands. When I go to these places, I'm like, what could make something pop? What do people like to see? And I took classes like this at Prairie View, that I learned about all this type of stuff. So that's why I separate. I call myself a food entertainer. There's nobody else calling themselves that. I'm letting y'all hear this first right now. Food blogging, food critics, we get it. I'm a food entertainer. And that's, some stuff I want to do in the near future. Once I get my stuff solidified, I will want to hire some more food entertainers. Somebody like Nick Cannon, how he did the whole wilding out thing, to me is how I feel with Bless the Belly. Like, to me, how he did that is just amazing, bro. It's just like hiring the people from social media that are buzzing, coming up with these fun interactive games. These people views, I don't know about the TV views, but the YouTube views, every Wild 'N Out episodes has millions of views. These people love it. We're so many people together.
Yeah.
They love it. Like, it's just, man, the compatibility, everything. So in my eyes, I'm like, yo, that's super dope. Like, yeah. And so I think nothing could stop me. So when it comes to running somebody with the same name, when it comes to running in life problems, relationship problems, family problems, people know one thing about G Maniac, that I'm going to continue going rain, sleet, or snow. So I think that's what's been able to keep my brands afloat is consistency. A lot of people stop. So I never really feel competition. I just try to find ways to stand out like Big Feet. You know what I'm saying?
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. And I like that you said you're a food entertainer because it's almost like, well, there are two things. One, how have you felt since you started like the food coverage scene in Houston Especially like I see more food people coming up on TikTok and things like that. You were one of the first that I saw that was consistently doing it. So what is it like now seeing it grow and where you see it going?
So great question. It's funny because we all have our days, right? I'm real confident. A lot of times I don't even care. Like a lot of times I salute people. Like I say, it's enough space for everybody to make money, do what you want to do. I feel like people are oversaturating it, right? Think about everything right now. Think about the music industry. Think about everything, how it's so oversaturated, right? So now we get into this lane where it's foodie. People love food, but like you say, me want to be the first people to do it. That's cool. I just want to be the only one to do it how I do it. Now, if somebody try to come step on my toes and add their little twist to it, then I kind of wouldn't respect it. But I think what most people are doing right now is like a travel guide style type deal. Because what it is it's so easy to record videos if you go out and about, and then you come home and you do a voiceover over it. Like, right? You're like, oh man, we ate this pie. Oh man, this is good. That's like the TikTok style. Let me say that. I say travel style because a lot of people note that when they're traveling places, like, oh, this place is good from voiceovers and stuff, right? What makes me different automatically outside of me rapping about food and food facts and stuff, I still give you the food nutritional facts after I go eat something bad. I still want you to know. But what I do is mine is very intriguing in the video. I try to reel you in the video. So I don't really do voiceovers. I try not to. If I do a voiceover, the music was too loud at the place and I couldn't control it. It just, I had to type situation. But for me, when I go out to eat, if I got a bag of chips, I want to be like, dang, this cool ranch good as hell. And then zoom it in the camera or something. I want you to feel like you just jumped in a chip bag with me. I don't want to eat chips and just a voiceover. Man, these chips are really good. I feel like a lot of people have started to do that. That kind of irks me because I'm just like, oh yeah, but it still sets me apart because I'm still like, you have people like that are gaining a bigger following than me because people are like, it's travel guide. It's very me. I might post a challenge. I might post a review. I might post an interview that you don't care about, but I care about the story of how this restaurant being built. So it's kind of literally like a channel, like a TV show. Other people are doing it for what it's worth. The TikTok algorithm, the Instagram algorithm. These people aren't trying to be entertainers and stuff on TV. They just like, I like to eat food. So I'm not really knocking nobody. Like I say, if somebody tried to mimic my whole style, I would have a semi like, But outside of that, I just kind of feel like, as long as I'm doing me, who else raps about food and it's going hard? Like I could play out some songs. Like I'm dropping mixtapes about food, like they albums, like, and it's going viral and crazy. So I just like having fun with it, and I'll be done with it when I stop, you know?
Nah, it makes sense.
How did your skinny ass learn about food like that? Oh my God.
You know, skinny people eat, man. Y'all know skinny people the greediest
ones. They have to
ones.
eat to live.
This is facts. But I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Do y'all really? Y'all might not know the reason I started Bless the Belly in itself.
That's what we're here for.
A stomach issue. Let me tell you, I literally, so I don't eat fast food. I don't. Like, I'm team no fast food. I tell people all the time, they put this in our neighborhood because it's cheap, it's easy. We're not doing that. So what happened was I went to a fast food restaurant and didn't feel too good afterwards. I threw up, stuff like that. I was chopping it with my homeboys, and the name of my clothing line is called Okay Bet, by the way. Oh, Okay Bet. I used to say that a lot. Somebody's like, you can turn that into something. So I turned it into a clothing line. So now we have Bless the Belly. Instead of saying, let's go out to eat, I will be funny, like we going to Bless the Belly, right? Because y'all not going to put it, we're not eating no, that would indicate we're not eating no fast food, no none of that. Y'all finna take me somewhere where I can silly sit down and be like, this is good, right? Once again, a little motivation to it, bro. Bless the Belly, I like that. You should do something with that. You should do something with that. And I never thought it would be a food entertainment segment, but it's like, okay, started taking pictures of food. Mind you, I did photography and videography. Little video of food here and there. Okay, Instagram got 50-second video, 30-second video. Oh, a minute video now? Yeah, let me do a cool little video. Just finding different ways and all this social media stuff unraveling. I was just going with the times, bro. Just going with them. And it's to the point where like now, it's became this big old thing. But people knew I just like to eat. But people knew, man, Grundy ain't gonna eat. I mean, G Mayne ain't gonna eat no BS. He's not gonna eat no BS. Like whatever he's putting in his stomach is good. So I can't get bigger probably because I don't work out. I got a fast metabolism, but I have acid reflux and stuff like that as well. You know what I'm saying? So when I do eat food, a lot of the acid in my stomach churns a lot, bro. So I can eat a burger, this stuff y'all see me eat, and then an hour later I'm hungry again. Believe it or not, I'm hungry, and it's not like I can gain the weight from it because it kind of like the acid in my body just smashed the burger.
Burns it up.
Burns it up. So I'm hungry again. So I can't gain the weight unless I'm doing some type of protein, some type of lifting, which I don't do. My life is so busy. I haven't really took out the time that I needed to go lift the way I wanted to. A few other little health factors, had a small tailbone injury, just minor things that kind of mess with me if I want to go lift that iron, but nothing has, as you can see, stopped my grind, bro. I wake up every day with a smile, like something got to give. It could be a lot worse, right? So here we are with this.
You got the best energy, man. It bleeds through the camera. So that's one of the things I have to say. My hat goes off to you for having that positive energy and bringing that to your business. Now, what would you say to somebody who wants to start, filming themselves? Because I mean, not only when it comes to just doing food, you have a distinct way of filming. Like, what would you tell a young person that wants to do that?
That wants to film? So maybe the cheat code for me is, like I said, learning about what you want to do, or just kind of, because one of my problems is doing too much, right? Spreading myself thin. I like it's like I got ADHD. They ain't diagnosed me, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But I like to be all over the place, right? I will literally be sending an email and be like, oh, I haven't ate. Go get up and eat. Oh, damn, did I brush my teeth? Like, it's like, bro, chill. So I would tell somebody, focus. I mean, if it's something that everybody has different scenarios, somebody might pick up a camera because they need to. They're trying to make it out. Some people might pick up a camera because they're like, it's a side gig. Some people might pick up a camera just interested. They feel forced to, whatever. But I would say, when it comes to filming and stuff like that, man, it's all about the eye. It starts at the eye. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to make sure whatever you are capturing, and like I say, I have a background in videography and things of that nature. So just imagine if I'm at a wedding and right before I want to make sure I get the guy slipping the ring on. I want to make sure I get the kiss. Like, you almost can't miss these moments. You can't. If you hire somebody for a wedding and they miss the kiss, it's a wrap, So I think even with filming, I try to be very, like I say, strategic. It's not just walking in a restaurant, pulling out the phone, believe it or not. Spicy Girl, they're like a client of mine, so I can just kind of do as I please. But some of these like one-offs or two-offs, I want the best stuff when y'all see this. So not only y'all can come back, but y'all can see that I put my all into it, whether y'all come back or not. I have certain restaurants that use the same video from 3 years ago and have never called me again. If it works for them, that's fine. Get what you need to get out of it, that is fine. But for the people that come back, I appreciate it, because every time I try to do something different, man. Like I say, I'm learning new apps. I'm learning effects. I had an app one time. They discontinued it out the Apple Store. I don't know why. Maybe because I was killing shit. But I had an app. It was like a 4D app. And it basically used to I could do it's called 4D, but it's like 3D. I could do stuff with the video that make people be like, what the hell? So say, for instance, if I was eating a bowl of cereal, I could do it to where the bowl come out my hand and then it's shock and just all type of stuff. But I was doing that for restaurants. They ain't never seen nothing like that before. Now, they discontinued the app, but that separated me, because people are like, what the hell? How did a lightning bolt just hit my donut and disappear? So I would always just try to find different ways. So just study, stay in the now. We're in 2022. I would go to YouTube right now and type in top effects for 2022, top apps for 2022. I'll give y'all a free game right now. There's an app called Foodie that I use. And it basically is like a color grade for food, you know what I'm saying? Just for food photos, but it's called Foodie. So if you upload a video or a photo, there's like probably hundreds of different shades that you can make your food look a little bit more interesting. If you didn't have good lighting at the restaurant, or you outside, but you want the peach lemonade to look a little bit more peachy, they have that option and stuff, and it's called Foodie. So I would just recommend apps like that, bro, and really just figuring them out, studying them, being around some people that's like-minded. That definitely helps. That definitely helps motivational-wise as well. And then, shoot, sky's the limit. Make it your own, though, for sure. Don't copy. I feel like everything is a recycling wheel, but for sure, make it your own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess the other thing, too, is like that you bring up, people might not know your business structure. Like, a lot of people might think, oh, you just go out and just go to a random restaurant and film, but you have restaurants that are also clients. So you also do advertisements for certain restaurants. You go out as well as going out and discovering new restaurants.
Right.
I guess my thing is too, it's like, talk about things like what makes you decide to, when you're randomly going out, what are the things that draw you to a restaurant that you want to cover? And what are some of the things that draw you to a restaurant that you want as a client?
So, great question again. What draws me to the restaurant as a whole, when I first started doing it, obviously I wasn't getting paid, right? So I would go around to these different restaurants and stuff like that, and I would basically be like, getting my feet wet, right? I'm like talking to different owners, things of that nature. I'm picking their brain. My main thing was trying to see, what do y'all need? What do y'all lack on? Oh man, some excitement, some this and that, getting these people in here during lunch hours. And I'm like, okay, what could I do? You know? So I basically got to a point where I'm like, man, the more that I keep building, the more that I keep learning about this stuff. Like I said, I didn't know what I would turn it into, but it got to a point where like me doing it for free so long, let's just say probably the first year, taking photos of food and stuff. Then I end up saying, man, the radio station not putting me on the radio, man. So that did kind of have something to do with it. It was kind of like I was doing a little stuff on the radio, but I didn't have a platform. The radio station wasn't my platform. So I'm like, man, I wanted my own platform. I want to be able to do something, right? And I knew social media was free. That's free. You can get on there every day and do what you got to do. And I just found different steps to kind of build on top of that. And then like I say, once again, here we are. It's just to the point where like, if I find a restaurant, say for instance, like we're in Houston, man, it's so competitive. I love it. When I'm eating at a taco truck, other taco trucks are like, my truck is better. I'm like, yeah, prove it. I never say the best or nothing either. It's the best tacos in the city. No, there's too many other taco trucks. I'll say some of the best, something like that, but I'll never say the best because I might have not met my match yet, you know? So if I'm riding on the freeway and I see,
I said, yeah, don't be definitive. I feel that.
Right. So if I'm riding on the freeway and I see Chicago hot dogs, I'm gonna go on the internet. I'm gonna be like, hold on, Chicago hot dogs in Houston. There's a big Chicago following in Houston. I need to tap in. Hey, talk to the owner, this and that. If he becomes, comfortable with after the first or second promotion, that's usually when they become clients. After they see that it works, they're like, bro, how can I put you on a retainer and just do this forever? Whatever you got to do. I have a client right now. Shout out to Sleepy's Po' Boys. He's like my highest paying client. I usually try to tell him what I want to do. He doesn't even want to hear it. His, I guess, brain capacity can't even feed into it right now because he's a busy man as well. He's like, whatever you says goes. Because he's been put so many different things in my hand. Like, they had Hennessy wings one time. Hennessy wings. I dropped it, sold out. They just came out with a pasta a month ago. Sold them out. I walked in, the lady was like, can you please tell it? The lady told me this, but it wasn't from the pasta. It was from these po' boys because they're known as Sleepy's Po' Boys. Yeah. So they do have some of the best po' boys in the city. I literally shouted out their po' boys. I walked in just telling the lady, because I like that. It's like reassurance for me too, And I don't know. That's a big deal for me that I'm dealing with here recently because I do so much sometimes that feels good for me, bro. No, man, unbelievable, this is working, right? So I walked in and the lady was like, get him out of, listen, tell these people stop calling us. We don't have no more. We don't. And, you would think that's bad. Like, oh, she kind of mad. But it's kind of like, okay, I mean, hey, you booking with, and even some restaurants have been hesitant to book with me because they feel like they don't have everything it takes pretty much. Like, the right employees, things of that nature. Like, okay, if we book Bless the Belly and 100-some people come to our restaurant, we might not even have the, right people to back it up. So I've had some people pause and say, can I get my stuff together first? I respect that as well. Because my first ever episode before I started charging was it was a Philly cheesesteak spot, a food truck. I had went live on Instagram and I just was doing what I normally do, just talking mess about food. The next day, the owner found the way to get my phone number. It was like, bro, it was like 20-some people lined up out here. Like, what do you do? What do you charge? And I'm like, what do I charge? Hold on, let me get on the phone. Let me start. What do people charge? I don't know what to figure it out. And that's where it was right there. But it's still a new game. So think about it. When I got online looking for what to charge, there's no cheat code to what food bloggers charge to promote because food bloggers don't talk. They usually just text about it. You see what I'm saying? Usually just have a blog about it. So for me, I'm like, dang. And I have a good friend of mine that's a brand manager. My prices are sky high through my boy. I love him. I swear I do. He makes me feel like a superstar, and it's a gift and a curse because I've had a lot of people like, yo, we're indie. We're just getting started. Then I've had some brands like, I'm going to pay your ticket. So he always tries to promote me and my worth. Like, bro, you're worth, I will pay you $3,000 right now to come to my restaurant. But I'm like, bro, what if they only got 300? Dang, because I feel like I'm going to get there. But he's like, no, right now you're worth that. And I've had certain people pay it, certain people not. But I still try to be reasonable and get in between. So that's how I get my clients. Some of my clients are like, I don't have $3,000 to pay you a month, but if I could pay you, a certain amount below that, then we could work something out. And like I say, when they see how it works, then from there, it's just self-explanatory. Like, especially when we're talking item from item. A lot of time I promote the whole restaurant, but imagine me telling you, you guys telling me, hey, try to sell out pasta and see what happens. And you sell out the pasta. What else is there to talk about? Like,
okay.
It is.
I can't believe it. Sleepy's Po' Boy, it's right next to Caro's. It stays packed. And you made it even more packed. So, my brother knows I frequent that spot too much. Yeah, and
the
the wings, hat goes off to them Hennessy.
And let me tell you something too, real quick, if y'all don't mind. One thing that was a blessing in disguise too was the pandemic, bro. It was the pandemic, because I was still currently working at the radio station, not getting paid what I wanted, really not getting paid enough to survive, to be honest with y'all. I hear stories all the time about how people only got paid this amount on their first movie, now they millionaires and stuff. So I guess it's just groundwork. I can't be mad. I got the experience, but I wasn't getting paid nothing, pennies. I told my people at 25, I'm 29 now, I said, I'm gonna move out before I'm 25. They're like, how? I'm like, I don't know. I really didn't know, but I moved out and I haven't missed a bill since. And I think it's because once I set my mind to it, I'm like, I'm gonna figure it out. And the food thing, that's why I had to start charging. I do my videography and stuff on the side just so I could pay the bills, but also be grown about this stuff, right? And now, since the pandemic hit, all these restaurants were closing down. All these restaurants went to go. How else do you think they got the word out? It wasn't the newspaper. Their social media wasn't that interesting during COVID. You couldn't do nothing with the food. You had to have gloves, masks, about 10 different things on your face. Y'all couldn't do nothing. So leave it to Beaver. You call the plug, and I'm gonna come hook you up. I'm gonna come let people know, hey, Papa Dough still got to go, right? You don't have to get out your car. Boom. Now these people are still aware. People are still eating and blessing their bellies, and they don't have to eat no fast food, because jacking about you don't have to do. You can cook at home. I'm doing funny remedies. I'll do something down to like some pork chops at home, all the way down to some silly like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We all know how to make that, but I was making it fun during the pandemic. Y'all will make y'all like mine, just to kind of get people like, dang, we stuck in the house. We love watching this dude. I did a water challenge. People don't know that all these waters taste different. You got sports drinks water, you got Dasani with salt in it, and then you got like alkaline water. I did a blindfold water challenge. I wanted people to be like, dang, water really tastes different. I had people mind going, but that was a blessing too. Just in the pandemic, it made me understand my worth. You know what I'm saying? I never thought I would leave the radio. It was like an attachment thing. Like, nah, I got to stay here forever. This is my career. I went to school for this, y'all. Man, when I tell you God is amazing, bro, if you're a firm believer, then you know. But that really right there kind of made me humble and be like, yeah, this what it is. So here we are once again.
No, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you mentioned that Dasani with salt in it. People, if y'all drinking, there's a lot of water out here
sodium
that got sodium. So people that got high blood pressure, y'all think y'all drinking water and your blood pressure keeps going up. It's because you're drinking salt.
And it makes you more thirsty. Yes. The cheat code is it makes you more thirsty.
And that's why they're putting the salt in the water, to get you more thirsty.
How many water? And this is what I tell people too. How many waters do you know with ingredients, man? Like, I've just learned so much with doing Bless the Belly, even honey. Like, I've seen honey with corn syrup, this and that sweetener. And I'm like, damn, just off honey? Now that I start going to the organic honey, the ingredients say honey. That's it. And I feel much better that way. So that's why I'm Team Alkaline. If you follow my page, you know I'm Team Alkaline.
Oh, of course.
I heard spring water is really good, but I don't like the taste. So I'm Team Alkaline.
So I guess the other thing too is, and like you said, you're not a food critic. Like, you're not going in depth. Like, this is the flavor of this or this flavor of that. You're showing the overall feel and food in the restaurant
experience. Like, that's why I say my job is like, I call it entertainment, because it's bringing out the fun in food. A food blogger will be descriptive via text. A food critic is here to tell you yes or no, salty, not salty, this neat. Like, man, what is it called? Diners Drive and Dive, or
Diners Drive,
Dives,
Guy Fieri.
Right. So right, because people always tell me look these people up and stuff. I never try to compare myself once again or get lost in what they do, but I see what he does is critique. Right, he's in the kitchen, like even like Hell's Kitchen and all that. They're like, what is this? Getting on these chefs, but that's not my brand. I'm a likable person, so I never really want to tell you this ain't good. It's Bless the Belly for a reason. If I'm here, it got to be good. Now, if there's one or two items I don't like, I won't promote those items. Somebody else might like your red beans and rice. I might not, but what I'm promoting is bomb. And so for me, like I said, being a food critic, I never want to be that guy that hung over your food like this ain't good. The restaurants are scared of that. They trust my brand because they know I'm gonna come with it. Restaurants are scared for a guy to come in and be like, it's too much salt on that. They're gonna be like, well, damn. They wouldn't mind knowing, but it's still kind of that a part of being your brand. I never want to do that. And then you got Man versus Food. Now, Man versus Food, I still to this day be like, bro, how do you do that? His stuff is based off challenges. So his stuff is basically people come in and watch him try to finish a 10-pound burrito, stuff like that. Things of that nature made me feel like I never want to be like that, because I don't want it to get sick for real. You can get sick for real. He stopped the show for that reason, I believe.
That's right. That's why he had to pull in. He pulled in new people
new
because
people to
he
get
got
start
so
messing
sick.
their stomach up. Look, so
Yeah,
everybody else can feel
yeah.
that vibe. But little ideas and stuff from that, like, oh, a challenge. Okay, I don't have to challenge myself stuffing all this food, but what if I challenge the kid to a cracker race off? What if I challenge the girl to a fruit roll up thing? What if we made it fun? Once again, I ain't trying to. Nobody was harmed in the process, but what if we make it fun? So a lot of these people that do their thing, I salute them, but those are their niches. You know what I'm saying? Food critics and stuff like that. That's what they do. I'm a food entertainer, and I'm proud to say I'm one of the first ones to claim it on my own. I've never heard it before. And if I do start, like I say, popping out different people and helping people understand what that is, then that's what it is. Because my face is in my food. A lot of these food bloggers is just photos and videos of the food. I'm all in it. I'm trying to reel you in. I want you to feel like this pasta girl texting your homegirl, we going tonight. Did y'all see what he posted? And I get that a lot. So that's how I know I'm kind of doing something right, you know?
And my thing is like I like you know, I watch the Food Network. I'm into a lot of cooking and stuff like that. And I like it all. And I like your page, especially because I'm always in for people that highlight food on a level of positivity. Where there was a food critic out of Los Angeles, passed away a few years ago. But one of his big things was he only writes the stuff that he likes. He goes, if I go eat at a restaurant and I don't like it, I don't write about it. Like,
Right.
why am I causing them pain?
Bashing somebody, right?
So I guess that's my thing with you. Is it that same feeling? Like, do you run across places where you're like, I wasn't really feeling this. So, if you run across a restaurant you don't like, what are your next steps?
Okay. So this is how it usually is, right? So I have my favorites, my go-tos. I'm real simple too. I'm like a wing, chicken wing, French fry, super simple. But I like certain things like lasagna, things outside of my regular box too. So what I do is, say for instance, it's like a new client. Because I believe it or not, out of all the restaurants I've been to in my time, Lord, in these few years, I've only probably had 2 or 3 hiccups, believe it or not, where like nothing was like, it's just like, y'all can't win over here. I'm sorry, you know? And they were usually like foreign restaurants. I think one of them was like a Colombian restaurant that's not here anymore. It was on Westheimer or something, but it's not here anymore. But I gave them a few chances. But I can't give my stomach that many chances, right? Because that's the whole point of Bless the Belly. Fast food made me sick. If I eat a food somewhere and it makes me sick, then it's kind of like, okay, am I tripping? Was this a bad day for me? Or I really don't like it. There's been 2 to 3 restaurants I've ate at more than once just to make sure, and I've got sick again. So I don't never want to put my followers in none of that. Now, if they ask me off camera, I'm gonna keep it as authentic as possible. If we turn this camera off and y'all ask me about some restaurants, I'm gonna let you know. But as far as like my platform and what I promote, just like promoting good stuff, we're all humans and we go through hiccups every day. But if you're promoting God is great, God is good through this all, then people will see that through you. If you promote, man, ain't nothing, this world ain't nothing every day, people will see that and it bleeds through you. So I try to just, like I say, the whole point of Bless the Belly was like the positive side. What is blessing the belly? If I go to a foreign country and they eat God knows what, and that's their way of blessing the belly, as long as I don't feel like it goes against what I believe in, then I'm down for that. If y'all eat grass and bugs and I feel like I won't die or choke because I want to try how y'all live y'all lifestyle, then I'm down with that too. So it's really a worldwide cultural thing. When it comes to Chinese restaurants, I put on a Chinese suit, braid my hair, and put chopsticks in it just to eat with y'all. Like, I don't mind that because I want y'all to feel like I'm a part. It's a lot of reasons for that, but one of the main reasons is they feel like Black people can't do that. They feel like a Black guy wouldn't be cool enough to be in certain spaces like that. These white guys get the pass to do all that. They dance, then they part of the culture. They did that part of the. But like me, it's like, okay, well, you ain't never seen a guy come kick it with some Japanese people and eat duck and stuff. Like, I be promoting that type of stuff. So I feel like that will set me aside from a lot of people because I'm not selling out, but I'm doing the stuff that I feel like is cool. And if it comes to like selling out, I've had different companies try to hire me, different companies try to make me promote stuff. Fast food companies have reached out like, hey, and I'm like, oh, that sounds cool, but I can't. I cannot go against the grain with what I believe in, bro. I just can't. So,
okay, and see that's interesting too because I was gonna add, you are. I've seen some of the things where you step into different cultures' foods, and what is that like? As because a lot of people don't recognize that there is a certain feel like it's like, oh well, white food critics can move on and about through a whole lot of different cultures. And when I go to the Black guy, I'm like, I just want to see like chicken wings and lamb chops and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I want to see from you. But it's like when I go to this person, they're allowed to go, oh, here's Chinese food, and here's Irish food, and here's Nigerian food, and here's. So for you, what is it like being a Black critic and being a Black entertainment person involved with food?
I think, man, to be honest, it's crazy because I watched this show, one of the most popular shows, and I think he stopped for a minute because of COVID or his team or something. He had a great run though. The guy that wears the red bandana, I forgot his name, but he the Best Damn Food Review Show. This man views are through the roof. Now that's one show out of all the ones I told you, because I don't watch the Diners Driving. I don't even watch that. I watched a few Houston episodes because he came through Houston. I wanted to check that out. Man versus Food, I did used to watch a lot. I watched First We Feast, because I like the way he pulls questions out of celebrities while they eat hot wings. I think that's a challenge. That's dope. But Best Damn Food Review Show, this guy is dope. I ain't gonna lie. I like him because I like his team. He has like a cold camera team, bro. These videos are like what I really hope my videos one day turn out to be, just production wise and everything, right? So he has that down pat. Now, where I saw, what I'm trying to say is where I saw that I was kind of scratching my head. And I'm like, bro, it's just no way. Is what he does is he's been everywhere. He's been to China talking about how to eat dogs and cats. They show him how they do it, and how he's been everywhere. He's been to one of the world's most least like seen tribes. It's like a tribe or something overseas that nobody really knows about. He wants to go eat with them. I'm like, bro, that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm accepted. I feel like people would accept me like that, right? But once again, he's a white guy. So it's kind of like they see him and they're like, oh, okay, he's filming, he's this and that. Like, why is this white? And no disrespect, you know what I'm saying? But like, why is like this white guy in Africa eating with our people? It almost make me feel like it's a joke, kind of like, because he, like some of the commentary he'll say, like if they eat with their hands, right? So they're eating fufu or whatever like that. And he's like, oh, wow, I eat with my hands? Okay, boom. Eat it, and then it's kind of, and I'm like in my head, I'm like, bro, that's supposed to be me, but I'm like, what? I'll be over there turned up with them. I might start freestyling with these people. I feel like it'll be way more accepted in certain cultures because you haven't seen it like that. All these shows, the 3 or 4 shows I just mentioned, what skin tone are these people? You know what I'm saying? Like, so imagine seeing a guy that credible, you trust his word, you do that, but he's black and he's on the screen. The Nick Cannon of the food world, hell, the Jamie Foxx of the food world, whatever. But it's like that. I want to bring that energy in this realm because I don't see it. And I think that's just a God-given thing because, once again, 5 years ago, you couldn't have told me about me being like a food person at all. And especially people say that now when they see me, they're like, you skinny, how do you do it? It's deeper. It's deeper. It's a whole message, man. At first, when I started Bless the Belly, I was praying over food, talking about it, and I kind of strayed away because I'm like, I don't want to be religious or, you know, spiritual. This is what I do. Bless the belly. Hey, say your grace for real. You might not know when your next meal is for real, bro. Like, this is deep. Real. So it's like, you know, like I don't want to not be me because the people want me to have a food truck or you should do a Bless the Belly restaurant. No, I'm gonna do me. And then right now we can figure out the rest later. But like I say, that type of stuff made me be like, man, I think I could do a lot of stuff in different cultures, bro. And it would be so different. Like, making songs in Spanish, Chinese about food. I do that now. People are like, that's you?
You sure do.
They're like, that's you? I dropped a Spanish song today for Cinco de Mayo. Yes. And then tomorrow I'm dropping a song called My Burrito about eating up, and it go hard to me for sure. So I know if I like it, I'll be like, I got pretty good taste. But it's called My Burrito, and I'm talking about chilling with my amigos, My Burrito, back to back, but I'm not letting up on them, man. I'm just trying to do it. My ultimate goal is just to keep flooding them with content. And you know, like whatever you see, man, really the sky's the limit. I want God to guide me through this though. I don't want to have no full control. I just want to, come on, God, put me where I need to be. It's good.
When did you first feel like once you started doing the stuff for the food, when did you start to feel like it was working? Like you said, at first you were like, oh, I don't know about the blessed thing, but then you're like, I'm just be myself. What was that first video that popped where you're like, oh, I got something for real now?
I got dissed before though by somebody that I was trying to please, I guess. And that can hurt. That can hurt because you kind of thinking like, dang, am I not doing something right? It makes you reevaluate. Like I said, during COVID, how I found my self-worth, I think that's when it was kind of like, bro, anything I do is dope. Stop second guessing anything you do. I remember I had to come home during COVID for something, my apartment, ripping and running, doing something, but I could only be home for 30 minutes. I kid you not. I wrote a freestyle. That's funny. I say I wrote a freestyle, but as it was coming to my head, I was jotting it down and made the song in a matter of 30 minutes. I'm leaving listening to it in the car like, bro, I'm incredible, bro. I don't give myself enough credit. This is kind of weird. Like, it's weird, but it like, come on, bro, you gotta pump yourself up. You did this. Ain't nobody doing this, brother. Nobody. So I think it came to a point where, like the diss I said, somebody that I was working at the radio with, one of the higher ups, I was trying to please them because I really want to be on the radio. I'm like, bro, I need my own platform. This is God. Once again, it's cool. What's this, a little food page? It's cool, but I don't know. That made me go home and say, you don't know. And the actual context was, it needs some legs. It don't have legs. Maybe if it grows some legs first or something, okay, come back to me with it. But When I say my brand grew legs, feet, a head, a whole body. By the time I got back to this person, it was kind of like, hey man, it's already up. So once the deals started coming in and all these people started hitting me up, at that point I knew, I was like, okay, if I could turn down MTV, TMZ, all these people that want me to do stuff solely for them, but don't care about my brand, then I know something else gonna come up big. So that's kind of how it was, man. And it was just like, all right, now let's run it, bro. Like, let's run it, So that's kind of, I think, what made me really be like, man, this is it. And my first video that went viral was at the Turkey Leg Hut. I was messing around with my friends when I first started doing the foodie freestyles, because I didn't implement rap in it at first. I was rapping full time still while I was doing this food stuff, but working at the radio, it seemed corny because it seemed like, oh, he's rapping, he at the radio, we get it. All right, cool. I'm gonna rap about food. I'm gonna switch it up. Y'all know about me rapping about all this freestyling and having fun. I'm a freestyle about a banana I just ate this morning. Y'all ain't doing that. So that's when it became like, all right, cool. So I asked one of my homeboys, I say, let's turn the freestyles into videos. I don't want to drop no raps without a video. I want it to be visual because I'm a visual person. And I feel like, well, what I'm saying, people gonna adapt to it. So I dropped that hood food. It's called Hood Food. And I called one of my homeboys, hey bro, cook, put something on the pit, do something. We just gonna film today. I don't know. So I'm just saying we're the best food at the hood. And then I think I say the taco stand next to the project, so good I risk getting shot at. Stuff like that I'm saying throughout the song, and looking how I'm looking like, oh, somebody shoot, but I'm still eating the taco, like, damn, it's good as hell. So many people adapted to that. When I did work at the radio, once again, this story's out. Damn, y'all making me reminisce. Yeah. I remember telling my boss, I said, do you mind if I post this on the station's Instagram? She was like, no. Like, that ain't got pretty much nothing to do with us type deal. And I'm like, but I work for y'all, and y'all keep saying utilize the platform, because I'm helping them with their Instagram, their social media. I'm helping them with pure content. So the least you can do is kind of let me sneak my way in, right? They wasn't having it, man. So the guy that had just got hired from New York, that was over the social media department, like I'm talking about super new, maybe 2-3 months in, was like, I told him, because he's like, man, I love what you do. He's like, post that on the page. And I'm like, no. The boss is going to be like, hell no. He's like, bro, that's what this is for. Post that on the page. So I didn't. I was like, nah, because I was really kind of scared of what she was going to do. Damn near fire me. They knew that I was kind of fearful of losing my position too. So that was another reason I played the fist the way I did. But he said, send it to me. I sent it to him. My phone started blowing up. Bing, bing, bing. I'm like, damn, what people doing? I'm at a school with kids. I do this on the side too. I love kids. I might go throw a pizza party for the special ed just cause. Nobody woke me up to do that. I'll call a teacher that I know and be like, hey, come on, put that together for me. And we'll do that. Just like feeding the homeless. The news wants to get involved. I don't want none of them involved. Y'all gonna water it down. I just want people to see me feeding people and hunt the whore and keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So when it went viral, bro, that's kind of what it was. People started blowing me up. Bing, bing, bing. I looked at my phone. I'm like, oh, he posted that video. I was scared to see my boss after that because I thought she figured that I would have posted it. So he settled that with her, kind of like, nah, let that man post, do his thing, whatever. So she kind of was like, whatever. But after that video to the Baby Suge beat, I was in the middle of the street in the basket. Had one of my friends push me in the basket. And
I remember that one.
That was the second one I ever did. The first 10 I did is what got me booming. But the second one I ever did was the one that went viral. So after that, I feel like that's when people would start staring at my page. But mind you, when I was doing the freestyles, when I did that freestyle, I was going hard on the freestyle since that was new for me. And then on the interviews, because I was still working at the radio. So it still wasn't solely food review based. You see what I'm saying? It still wasn't like, oh, he's doing these dope, entertaining reels. It wasn't even no reels. Reels wasn't a thing. TikTok came before reels. You see what I'm saying? So I adapt with the time. Whatever pop out new, and probably because I have a fear of missing out too, which is good and bad, once again, because I need to sit my head down. But I had a best friend tell me when Snapchat came out, she said, Grundy, that's my real name, by the way, Grundy. Probably only Grundy you're going to meet.
Grundy Williams.
She's like, Grundy, you need to get on Snapchat And I'm like, why would I get on something that deletes 24 hours? My content way too loud to be deleted in 24 hours. She's like, bro, you be on everything. Get on this ahead of the curve. Once DJ Khaled got on it and then it became big and I felt bad. I was like, dang, I've never had nobody put me on something before it dropped and I like dropped the ball. So ever since then, anytime a social media platform tomorrow will be like, hey, we just uploaded Instagram, this and that. Check it out. I'll be like, all right, I'll be the first one to upload something because you never know. So that once again, with the time, they might do something this summer, Instagram, and I hate it because it keep my head in my phone. But it's like the more that I set up these systems to try to like make sure some of these things are automated, make sure some of these things are set up the way they're supposed to be, then, you know, it is what it is. So it's kind of how that works.
Now, you also say, you know, I mean, you're saying like back when I used to work at the radio, that did you ever feel like they recognized what you were bringing to the station? I guess my thing is when you're working with something that's old media, and you're working in the realm of social media, which is new media. Did old media recognize the importance of new media, or was there a point where you were like, all right, we got to part ways?
Yes. So once again, God, I don't know how to really close off situations like that. I literally prayed about it all the time. Like, God, I love the radio. I love this, like what I'm doing, but like, I'm not feeding myself the way I could. I'm really lowballing myself in so many ways, but I understand you got to put the grind in. When you hear people say, I slept on the couch for 2-3 years, I get it. I felt the same. But now it's like, COVID, man. Because remember COVID, when COVID happened, nobody could go up to the radio. Everybody's job was on halt.
Yeah.
What's the word that we got? I can't remember the word. Where they let you go, but they don't let you go.
Furlough.
Furlough, yes, because that was my first time ever hearing that. You see why I'm not experienced. We got furloughed, and I'm like, what is this? So the first 5 months, I mean, even after that, it took a long time. They literally just gave me a call like a few months ago. They asked me to come back. I have no time in the world to come back. So even as God, I'm like, I don't even have time to come back. But at first I was scared to like let go. I'm like, dang, this is dying out. What do I do? Man, I was just, like I said, just, man, staying active, staying busy, just trying to find different ways. And then it came to a point where like, yeah, man, when you push so hard for something, it's like a relationship. Say you're trying to hit on the girl and you just push it. Eventually you're like, all right, I know I'm a good dude and I know I'm good looking. You got it, mama. But you know, certain things you realize are for you and it's not for you, and certain things are seasons. That was just a season for me. I was supposed to learn something in that, but let me just say, I didn't feel appreciated because there were times that I feel like they could have appreciated me and I didn't get it because I was doing some off the wall stuff. Like they would give awards every month when I was there. I never won one award. I never won one award. And I felt the way I felt because of the work that I put in, but I felt the tension on why I didn't get the award. It was kind of like, corporate has a way of playing with like slave mentality type stuff, you know, kind of making you do the most. Like it was a situation where I used to do like events and stuff, right? And the average person, when they do an event, let's just say they do a recap, they do some video work. Realistically, how long would you think that take? A few days, maybe a week, or maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, you know, if they want to get it perfected, right? Before the show was over, if there was a concert, I would have a finished recap. Ask me how I did it. I would tell you I'm Superman, my brother. I would literally, if there was 4 to 5 different acts on stage, by the time the 4th person was on stage, I've got enough content to go back there, open the laptop, mush it all together. Once that 5th person on stage, go sneak a quick flick of them, come back, mash it together. Before we left the building, y'all had a whole commercial that you could have sold to Nike if you wanted to, literally. Like, so that's why I say when it came to being rewarded, I didn't feel it, you know. And and they say don't look for it from humans, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you're doing your godly deeds. Just like if you do something nice for somebody, don't worry about it directly coming back to you from them, because it'll come back to you, you know, through energy and stuff. So God kept blessing me. I never went out a meal a day in my life, literally. So I can't just sit back and say, you know, I was upset, but I know that I wasn't getting my worth, man. And then it does eat at you, bro. It's like somebody cheating on you. It's like you've been with somebody 3-4 years and they just dub you and you've been the most loyal person ever. It's like, bro, you ain't even have to do all that, golly. So for me, yeah, man, it kind of was a slap in the face. But, you know, I try not to hound on and stuff like that because it was a blessing. I want to let them know for sure me going through all that was a blessing too. It wasn't like I'm butthurt about that, because I used to try to be a little bit when I left. I used to be like, man, I did all that to not end up at a top prime radio slot like I intended to be. But guess what? That would have been me being in Houston with however many people, 6 million people, talking to 6 million people, going to the office every day in Houston, this and that. It wouldn't have been BET Award, shawty. It wouldn't have been Red Carpet Award. Like, these places that I was able to go is because I was part-time at the radio doing. If I was full-time and was this jock, I wouldn't be able to do none of these experiences that I've had, you know? So that's why I say, hey, God did what he was supposed to do. But, you know, mentally you look back and you be like, dang, I wish I could have squeezed a little bit more out of that. But am I mad? Nope.
Okay. Now you mentioned Sleepy's earlier. And like I said, we have you here now, but like I said, Chef Vicky connected us. She's been on the show. We've also had My Southern Brand. He's been on the show as well. We always ask y'all, what's the restaurant you going to in Houston? Because here's my thing. People fly into Houston, and I believe they are told like 3 restaurants.
Papados.
One of them being Papados. And then people come and they be like, oh, okay. I'm like, and this is not a knock against Papados. Papados is great.
And then
it's not necessarily the restaurant I always tell people to go to when they're visiting Houston. So what are the restaurants? I mean, top 3, top 5, the restaurant, and these don't have to be the top 5. Just the ones you're like, somebody's coming to town, you're like, yo, you need to hit right now, you need to hit here, and here.
So, wow, that's hilarious that you say that. I tell everybody Papados, dog.
No, Papados. But that's why we tell
I love Papados too. It's my favorite restaurant.
Let me tell you why. Papados is one of my spots. I feel like I can literally go to, close my eyes and just say, give me this. And it's definitely going to be decent. We know it's fresh.
Exactly.
I did that one time with some trout or something. I'm like, I never had trout. I got it and I was like, yo, these people don't fail. What?
It's consistent. It's consistent.
It's very consistent.
They don't get the credit a lot of times that they deserve. That's why I said we name them in the top 5. Now your other 4.
Okay. So my other 4, I like to categorize it. So that's what I'm going to do for y'all because it's only right. So for me, let's say Papados will be seafood, but outside of Papados, seafood wise, I would have to go with Mr. We Got Wings. Now it sounds funny because you're like, Mr. We Got Wings. He sells wings, right? He's the Seafood Connect. That was his name originally started. He just branded it so good he ended up staying with it. But when I tell you this man's seafood, and now, if we're talking about, it's a lot of different ways we can go with this. Are we talking about brick and mortar? Are we talking about food truck? Are we talking about period? Because I'm talking about period right now. I don't care if you look it out on a plate.
Let's talk about period. Let's talk about period. Because people, a lot of times, even when we do this, people will discount the food trucks. And there are some food trucks out here doing some
that's killing.
Business. Yeah.
That's killing. So I definitely want to say Mr. We Got Wings when it comes to seafood. Man, I've had some of the best crab. I don't know what it's the season, it's something. So I definitely want to give it to Mr. We Got Wings on the seafood tip. When it comes to brunch is popular in Houston, Texas, all over. I want to give it to like Phil and Derek's or something like that. I've had some stuff there that I'm like, see, this is different. Because now what people try to do is feed you the same stuff for popularity reasons. Yeah. Oh, here goes some lamb chops. Like I don't want them on lamb chops. I don't. Because y'all gonna all make jerk lamb chops, so y'all never gonna give me some Hawaiian lamb chops. Why I can't get something that's kind of like, all right, everybody want to go for the spicy, because they're getting the same kind of crowds going to all these places. So it's like, why not just make lamb chops from the people who just left from this club? They come to our club. So I don't like that. But when I look at your menu and you got salmon bites, I know that take time. I know salmon ain't nothing to play with. I know. So things like that, I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, it ain't just no chicken nuggets, So I want to give out the shout out to Phil and Darius when it comes to like brunch. And then I feel like it's at a perfect like little part in the city and stuff like that. So shout out to them. When it comes to soul food, I want to say Esther's. Now, Esther's is north side, Mickey's is south side, but you got to try one of them. If you're coming out of Hobby, go on to Mickey's. You coming out of International, go on to Esther's. But I would definitely say get some good soul food coming to Texas, coming to Houston, period, because we eat good like that. And I like soul food because it put me down every time. If I want to really feel full and have 2 meals or something, I'm going that route for sure. Yeah. And I'm a small guy, so it don't take much. I bite that cornbread and be sat down somewhere. What else, man?
You got 2 more. 2 more.
That's 3. You got what else? Seafood. What else did I say? I would say man. So vegan, everybody's doing this whole vegan way. Vegan has become very popular in the recent years. And I respect that. Now, could I go fully vegan? I doubt it. But I see how it could benefit in a lot of different ways as far as feeling healthier and stuff like that. So I definitely want to give a shout out to Sunshine's. Sunshine's Health and Food Deli is amazing. not only because of the food, but because half of the store is a health and wellness store. So you can go on that back wall, get you some sea moss. You can get you some all black owned like products. I use a toothpaste. I got like toothpaste. I got like some Epsom salt, just stuff that I probably don't even need, but you do need, you know. And I just got it because it's like, dang, I can come here and get some food and some of this stuff. That's super dope. Yeah. They have 3 different plates that I love. A nacho plate that they popular for, if you like nachos. They got a black bean burger that's really good. It's spicy. And I'm like, you can do spicy vegan food? That is live, you know?
Yeah, I've had that burger. It's good.
And then the meatball plate is my favorite. That's what won me over because I never thought you could fake meatballs. Like Miss Arga is the owner. Shout out to her. I'm always looking at her like, you sure this ain't meat? She just gets to laughing. I'm like, you're kidding me, bro. Because like meatballs, lasagna, if you could win me over with that, I'll never forget I had some tacos in New Orleans. My homegirl mama just said, I know y'all hungry, I'm finna feed y'all. She never said what they was, but tacos. We ate them, the best tacos I ever had. She laughed because she said, boy, this ain't even real meat. And I just couldn't believe it. I just told her, listen, you lying, but she just knew that we wouldn't have knew the difference because it's all, you know, it's all up here. So as far as vegan, I got to give it to Sunshine's, man. I love that spot, bro. Definitely do. And let me see, last but not least, a spot that I want to say, I had it up here too. Now I can't even think of it, but I want to say we did seafood brunch. Oh, barbecue. Burns. Burns or the pit room. Burns because they legendary. They got their own sauce because they killing it. Burns is just, if you want an automatic fix with barbecue, Burns. Now the pit room, to my knowledge, it's new to me. So let me lie and tell you how long it's been around. But the pit room, I've got 5 stars from other people. Like I've sent celebrities to the pit room, like celebrities, and they like, yo, hit bro up and tell him it's the best stuff I ever had. And I'm like, okay, I'm on to something for them to say this is the best food they ever had in their life. They ain't talking about Texas, they talking about in their life just from going to the pit room. I'm like, okay, so I know a little something, right? I know flavor, I know texture, I know consistency. So all these places I named, I feel like all have that, right? You know, you go to a soul food spot, you want consistency, bro. You want to make sure every time you get this doggone macaroni, it's busting, bro. It ain't no watery sometime, and then the next time it's not. When you get barbecue, you want authentic Texas barbecue, bro. Like you want it to taste like that, right? So out of all them spots, I would definitely say, hopefully, because I tried to name like 2 spots out of each category. Hopefully that like gives people some insight on different spots to try. But Sleepy's is definitely another spot that I recommend. You want a good Philly, you want some Cajun style food. They're authentically from New Orleans, so ain't no pump faking. Sleepy is from there. So I like it too because they put me on, man. Yakman, that's one of my favorite dishes, period. Now I love noodles and rice and stuff like that, so they put me on the Yakman. I can deal with that. It's like ramen noodles with big beef chunks. I'm like, I like this. It's some hood meal stuff. I like this.
And that's that is strictly like a New Orleans thing. And I was like, I saw a little thing. Some dude made a video about it the other day where it was like when the Asian workers came over to New Orleans, and it was just that combination of the food they were making and the food that the people that were like native to New Orleans were making, and they combined it together, and that's what it is. And they're like, it's
dropped it on our head.
That. Yeah, it's just that. Absolutely.
Dropped it on our head.
Yep.
Nah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
So that's what we eat, man. We blessing the belly on the day.
Nah, man, that's great.
Well, that's awesome. Man, where can we find you at?
Everywhere. Look, all over the place. I'll actually be at Denver at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, man. So like it don't stop. I had a good friend of mine call me about this kolache shack in Denver. No, in Colorado Springs, excuse me. Because it's like 2 hours away. I don't want to miss do nobody hood or nothing, right? But Colorado Springs in the morning, I'll be at the kolache shack, man. It's, you know, if you heard about the kolache factory out here, it's kind of similar, but it's some black-owned guys out there in Colorado Springs. Good friend of mine put me on. They want me to fly out there, and it just happened like 2-3 days ago. So it's moving so fast. I didn't even expect that, but I'm excited. I'm an opportunity kind of guy. I've always prayed like for opportunity, God, let me just take care of what I need to do. So tomorrow I'll be there. So like I said, I'm everywhere. But as far as social media goes, man, follow me at Bless the Belly, THA. I always have this mishap with people. It's not Bless the Belly. I feel like we got the belly, THA. And make sure you follow all that on there, bro. And if you want to get personal with me, it's at G Maniac, GMAYNIAC. And I'm everywhere I need to be.
Also, you could find him at blessthebellyofficial.com. He actually just dropped a new shirt. It's pretty dope, actually. And it's $10. because
Yes,
all
sir.
the other merch is busting, and you need to pay. You need to pay, because I promise you, it looks good, it feels good, and that's what's good. It feels good to support, you know, young Black men trying to get out here and make it in these streets.
Right. And listen, I need a little help too. So if anybody is good at social, I can't do it all myself, man. If somebody is good at social media, if somebody's good at handling stuff, I got a whole nutritional fact segment that I want to put somebody on. Let me help you, help me, please. So if you're hearing this, never be afraid to reach out. blessthebellyreviews@gmail.com. Email me, hit me up, man. It's in the bio, man. It's in the bio.
That's what's up. It's in the bio. It's in the bio. Thank you once again for coming out, or really just staying in and hitting us on Zoom. We really enjoyed having you here, man. Really.
Thank you.
Once again, this has been G Maniac. I'm Avery, like a very nice guy. That's my brother over there, Jess Devine. And this has been another In My Humble Opinion. And remember, everybody, stay humble.
Stay humble, baby.
H-Town's too sweet. H-Town is too sweet.